Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, a lot of people out there want to get in shape. They want to change their lives around for the better. They want to get into a positive mindset. They want to be body positive. They want to do a lot these types of things for themselves, but they can never really seem to figure out how to start. They can never really figure out how to do it. They see other people passing them by doing it, but they just never figure it out for themselves. And a lot of it has to do with your drive, your personal drive. How driven are you? How motivated are you to succeed in your goals? Are you really willing to put in the work? A lot of people will talk the talk, but when it comes time to walk the walk, they're not really willing to do it. You see this everywhere. You may see this at work. I used to see this out in the streets. 99% of the tough guys, little wannabe gangsters that you see out in the streets, even guys that look pretty darn scary if you're just a civilian, 99% of these people aren't really willing to put in the work. They really aren't. They just want the image, but they don't want what comes along with it or how you get to that point. They idolize people that have put in the work, but when it comes time for them to do it, they get scared. They don't really want to do it. It's not really what they're interested in. They're not really dedicated. So they never really get there. I see this in business all the time also. I see people that want to be in business. They want to own a legit business. They want to be an entrepreneur. They want to be the master of their own paychecks and all that, whatever fantasies they have with being self-employed. And a lot of it is fantasies. But they don't really want to do what's necessary. And they'll see people passing them by, people getting more successful, making more money, growing their businesses larger, doing what they wish they could do, living the life they wish they could live. And they could never figure out why that it's not working for them. A lot of people use excuses. They blame external sources because it's painful to own up to our own flaws. I've talked about this kind of thing a lot, but if you're not really willing to put in the work, you're not really willing to do what this other person does, then you're not going to get where that other person gets. You know, say for with business, if you're not willing to take big risks, if you're not willing to be organized, if you're not willing to play by industry standards and to follow certain traditions that have been put into place, if you're not willing to be groundbreaking and to always be looking to move forward, if you're not willing to do those things, you're not going anywhere. And there's so many people that they just want to have the private parking space, a building that they can say that they own or whatever it is, to be able to be at a party and to be like, yeah, you know, I'm self-employed, like it makes you better than somebody who's got a job. But they're not really willing to go far. I know about this stuff because I've been there. When I first started to take some of my life more seriously, as far as getting my mind in shape and getting my body in shape, really wasn't that long ago. A few years back. I had always been kind of working out, been kind of keeping myself, I don't want to say educated, because that makes me almost sound pretentious, but, you know, staying with current events. And I wouldn't really read any books or anything ever, but, you know, I would look at various topics online that interested me and felt like I could at least stay in conversations and, you know, not be a total dumbass. But I'd always wanted to be smart and I wanted to be in good physical shape, but I never really did the two things that you need to do in order to accomplish that. People who are in good shape work out a lot. They eat right. They live healthy lifestyles. And that's the key. It's a lifestyle. It's not just something you add onto your list of chores. Go to the store, maybe I'll hit the gym. That's not it. That's kind of what I was doing. I'd hit the gym when I got a chance. I didn't really know what I was doing when I went in there. I never had a plan. My plan was, well, I'll go in and break a sweat, do this, do that. I see the machines. I could read the little sign on the side of the machine to see how to work it, and there you go. And I could do that for years. I did that for more than 10 years and never really got in any kind of physical shape that I thought was worth a shit. If you want to be smart, you have to read. You have to read. You don't want to read. You're against reading. You're not going to be smart. Period. You know, you can be street smart without reading a lot, but you still have to take in information from somewhere. You know, I mean, you can learn empirically and just become this master of all trades, and you learned everything you have ever known by yourself with no help, as if that makes you a man. People have this kind of Daniel Boone fantasy that they can just do everything on their own, and they're alone out in this world, and everything they've ever known they've done on their own. I've met so many guys who parade around like this, and these are the dumbest guys I know, the dumbest people I know, people that don't know anything. You learn from reading books. So pick some topics, go buy a ton of books. They're expensive. I never complain about the price of books because you keep a book forever. If I get one little kernel, tidbit of knowledge out of a book, I'm happy. And then I got what I came for, got my money's worth, and I'll move on to the next. And you'll be surprised. You go back and read a book a couple years later and you could learn something more about it again, see it in a whole new, complete different light. Even if it's just a novel, you don't have to be reading self-help shit or anything like that. Some of that pop psychology self-help stuff is goofy. Find any topic. You like mysteries? Go read everything Sherlock Holmes did. You know, that kind of thing. So people, the point is people just don't want to put in the work. That's the key. They don't want to put in the work. When you don't want to put in the work in order to succeed at any of your goals, you're not going to meet your goals, obviously. But it trains your brain, it trains people to be a certain type of person, lazy person, that never really does any kind of work. You get people like that just in simple conversations about topical stuff, the news, which everybody can easily watch the news or look at your headlines on your phone, scroll down and see what's going on in the world. How many people actually click on the articles and read the articles? Barely any. You know how I know this is because I have Facebook, and I can see when people, whether it be any of the news sources or just some individual, and they post an article, and then you get the comments. Go read the comments. That'll tell you everything. Most of the people, maybe one or two, but most of the people that comment are just reacting from the headline. They don't even read the story. 9 times out of 10, these people are just talking out their ass. They're just too lazy. They're not even willing to put in the work to read the story, so then they can go and have a conversation about it. They want to skip over that and just go right to the conversation. Just like the fantasy person who wants to be self-employed but doesn't want to do any of the work to actually do it, not really accepting or realizing the fact that when you're self-employed, you don't just work 8 hours a day. You can work 16, 20 hours a day. As long as you can stay awake, it becomes a point where you just can't take it anymore sometimes, and you figure, okay, well, I'll pick up tomorrow. There's always more to do tomorrow. When you got your little job, you clock out after your 8-hour shift. Some of you work even less than that, and you're done. You're gone. You're off to the bar. You don't have to think. You're like Fred Flintstone, out of here. You know, you don't have to think about nothing. You leave it all behind. It doesn't even exist. It's not what happens when you're self-employed. You'd be in there having sex with your chick, and half your brain is sitting there thinking about all the paperwork you got on your desk. It could infect your whole life, and you think you want that. You have to be ready for it. This is the work you put in. The people that you see that live these amazing lives have to put in all this kind of work. It's not always fun. Sometimes it's brutal. Sometimes it's incredibly difficult. And if you're not willing to put in that kind of work, you're never going to receive those types of rewards. It gets frustrating sometimes for me when I talk to people that compliment me on how far I've come, as if I just somehow slid down a hill made of ice on a sled, and it was just this breeze, this easy ride. What do you think I've been up to every single day? I mean, this is a lifestyle. This is it. I've had to work on my body and get in a healthy shape, work on, how I exercise, learn how to eat. I didn't really even know how to eat right. I had to learn like an idiot all over again. I'm 49 years old. I have to, in my 40s, relearn how to eat food and what food to eat, what's good for you. Learn how to cook. I really realized I didn't really know how to cook very well. So I had to teach myself how to cook. Look, thank God for the internet, right? So there's a lot that went into it. I had to stay consistent with this stuff. You get tired out, you get bored, I don't want to do it today. I don't want to do it every day. I don't ever want to do it. I never want to do it. But I do it anyways. Consistency is the key. You have to stay consistent every day, even on the days off. If you're not willing to put in the work every day, then you're never going to get anywhere. You can't just put in work when you want to. You learn this if you're in the military. You learn this if you're in the streets sometimes, running with a crew. If I tell you what to do, I don't care what you got planned for the day. Oh, you didn't feel like it. Get your ass and do what I say. That's how it is in the military too. Same thing. You get told what to do, you better go do it. Or guess what? You're in big trouble. And people learn one of the values of that. Being on teams, you learn this also. You learn the value of doing stuff consistently that you don't want to do. Because that's how you get places in life. So, stop being lazy. If you want to get results, you're going to have to put in the work. It's just the way it goes. If you want to be where that next person is, you think that lifestyle that you see somebody on TV or whatever, oh man, their lifestyle is so great. Well, guess what? That person is working hard. It's so easy to roll our eyes at some of these celebrities and think that they just had everything thrown at them. It's so easy. Go look into some of these people's backstories. I'm not going to go and name names because I'm not really trying to promote people, but there are people out there that they deserve their success. They've worked harder than you could ever imagine, harder than you can possibly conceive of. So that's really just the key. Work hard, you get paid for it, just like any job, right? Well, it's the same with your personal development. You put in the work towards your body, you will start noticing results, positive results. And soon enough, you will have the body that you want. You can be body positive, as they say. You can be proud of yourself when you look in the mirror, not embarrassed. You can work on your mind, become smarter, become more educated, become more well-rounded. The biggest problem that most people have is they're stupid. We all complain about it. Well, guess what? You know, we're all stupid. I know I am. And I work on that every day. I learn something every day. I read books every day. I watch videos to learn stuff on YouTube in my spare time every day. I'm always picking cool topics to, instead of sitting there watching mindless bullshit, these viral video bullshit, put in something that's interesting for a while. Go learn about some stars and some planets. Learn about science. Learn about philosophy. Can you name a single philosopher? Well, go on YouTube, it's free. Listen to a 10-minute video of some philosophers. You really might change how you think, change who you are as a person for the better. So, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. It's a message for the day. Thanks for watching.